Good evening, everybody. It looks like the lighting is terrible. It's pretty bad. What are you gonna do? I'll try turning this off. See what we get. That's a little better. And I can't see the sheet music. That's all right. Whatever. Let's go post this on the website. The website is denverguitarorchestra.com. And edit page. And let me scroll down here. There. Paste. Highlight, link, enter, edit, settings, open a new window, update, and update. So I got the link posted at denverguitarorchestra.com. This is level 4 class, and everybody should theoretically already have their sheet music. And so we'll go on that assumption. And unfortunately, with the lighting in the evenings, it's hard for me to see my sheet music. So I'm going to move it around here and get it where it's supposed to be. Let me make sure the link is working properly now. And I will post. Okay, we got this going. And I'm going to go into my guitar. Oh, I'm almost positive I need to download. Here Comes the Sun. I've been playing it from the computer all week. All right, it's https://denverguitarorchestra.com. I pop up. I add on our little logo right there and tweet. Level 4 class is the hard one. This is the one where we're all working to make ourselves sad, basically, with how hard this stuff it can be. So it looks like that came together just fine. Let me go grab the Here Comes the Sun. Tonight we're playing Yesterday, Blackbird, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Here Comes the Sun, and a non-tab super secret song. So we'll probably try to focus in on the non-tab song. So we'll just play through the other things. Probably won't spend a lot of time talking about them. The only one that's new is Here Comes the Sun. So we might spend a tiny bit more time on that, but not a lot. And let me go here to, where am I at? Denver Guitar Songs. Okay. You can't see anything on this screen with this weirdo lighting. I'm going to have to get a different kind of a light in here for night times. Download. Dun, dun, dun. Little gadgets running slow tonight. Guitar. There's a guitar. Back to the cloud, scroll down to the H's, E, F, G, where's it at? Just a little further down. Here comes the Sun PDF, right? Here Comes the Sun. Download on that. Think. Okay. Okay, so theoretically we're ready to go. Hey, Vic says the sound is good. That's nice. I got the microphone and try to keep it just outside of the picture so you are under the notion that I am magically coming to your house without any apparatus whatsoever. And hope everybody's feeling good tonight. We'll be online for about the full hour, pretty much, and then we'll get out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Pauline, hey, I don't have the Here Comes the Sun nor the secret song. I sent a request a while ago and again today. Apologize. Let me pull you up on the other computer, Pauline, and I will send it to you right now. I've been busy working on some stuff today and did not have a chance to look at email at all today. And it was a joyous day. So let me sign in on this one and I'll get it to you. You should be on the mailing list, Pauline. I think, and if so, you should have gotten an email earlier this. Was it earlier this week? What's today? Thursday? I think I sent it on Sunday. Do check your spam box if it's going in there. And their internet's funny these days. They don't give you very many chances to if one or two people mark you as spam, that's it. You're going into spam boxes, and so I may have ended up there, but I'll send it to you directly, and so you make sure you have it. Give me just a second. Where's your note from today? Pauline, there you are. All right, and then I'm going to hit reply. I'm going to add on files from. Let's see if we get lucky here. Here Comes the Sun, DGO mystery number 2, and let's see. All right, I just hit send on that, Pauline. That should get it to you. You looked in the spam earlier, nothing. Thanks for resending it. Okay, so it's on the way right now. Should be there because the internet is amazing. So sorry about that. We did have a couple of people who said they didn't get it, and it happens. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Everybody else got it, so it happens. The songs were in the email to all from last Friday. Okay, last Friday. So it was a week ago. But it just happens. And so anyway, Pauline's got it now. We're all set. I'm having a heck of a time seeing things here. So hold on one sec. Let me see if I can. I don't have any other lighting source. If I turn that light on, it gets really sad really quick. Let me think. Let me go grab one thing. No, I'm not. I'll be fine. What does this look like? How bad is this? All right. So I look weird in pink. You don't care about that. It's better that I see the sheet music than what I look like. Good evening, Evelyn. Let's play the music that we're going to play today. So we're going to go into... we'll just go down the list. We'll do Here Comes the Sun last. No. That's stupid. Let's do Here Comes the Sun first, since we want to talk about it, and then the others we'll just play. So go to Here Comes the Sun. New one for this week. Let's talk about that and see if there's anything that we need to fix on it. I've been playing it quite a bit this week. Kind of a pretty little tune, right? And so let's dig into that. Something's out here. I think it's the third string. Or maybe the whole thing's out. That's fine. That's the only string that wasn't in. All right. There we go. Let's see. All right. Here Comes the Sun. D chord. Little darling, it's been and then G chord. Long and lonely winter. That works so far, right? Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Okay. Here comes the sun, beep, 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 beep. Here comes the E7, sun. Doesn't that sound pretty? And I say, it's all right, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da, 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 ba-ba-ba-ba. And then you go back and replay that whole top section. And you noticed at measure 18 that the time signatures just turn into mania. I don't know why it's like that. I really don't. But that's what they did. And so, ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-dum, 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 ba-ba-bum. And then you get to the F chord down there, of course. Sun, 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 here it comes. A chord, F chord, sun, 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 here it comes. And then at 36, you get that nice E7, which is going to lead into the A minor 7, lead it back to A7, and another A7, and then back to D. Little darling, I feel the ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years and it's been clear. And and then they repeat this last little section a couple of times. 48. Here comes the sun, dee 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 dee. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right. Da 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 dum da da dum dum. So this is why people quit guitar partially. When you only learn how to strum and sing chords, you end up. I mean, what is that? That's nothing, and so that's why we become instrumentalists, right? This doesn't seem like a thing to me. All right. Next, let's play some melody. Let's just make sure we have a good sense of how this is supposed to go. Let's see what comes up. Pauline, you got it? Yep. Computer painfully slow booting up tonight. Welcome in, Arlo. Yeah. We're lucky we got computers, right? Sometimes they take a little while to get going. That's what it is. Let's walk through the melody kind of slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Rest. 3, 4. Rest. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Rest. With that one, let go of the chord, right? You're not going to, you're going to play the chord to get the melody note. Sun, and then, right? 5, 2, 3, 5, just right there. It's all, just all waiting for you there. And then keep going, measure 11, rest. Page, Gary, rest. And I'm finding that one challenging. It doesn't, in my head, doesn't quite sound the way I think it's supposed to go, but I think when I listen to the computer, it sounds fine. I think it's fine, but it just seems a little weird to me. And then go back and play the whole top part again. And then measure 18. This does get a little challenging through this section. And so let's slow it down just a little bit more and make sure we're okay with that. So measure 18, you got a 2 beat 2 there. Go. 2. 3, 2, or I'm sorry, that 3 should be a little longer. 2, 3. 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Strum. Strum. 3, 4. Rest. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Rest. To 48 and play again. Go. Rest. Rest. 2, when you cross over that, it's still eighth notes. It feels like you should slow down, but you really are going to blast right through that. So start at 30, 54, and just pretend like there's not this giant thing there in your way. From 54, ready, play. Let me try again. From 54, 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I doing wrong? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong string. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then obviously I put a fermata on that last 3 because again, to my ear, it doesn't sound exactly right, but it is, and you want to just kind of emphasize it, I guess, a little bit. So you're coming in at 55, probably putting on the D chord completely. Let it ring, and then a nice D chord at the end. So I'm kind of pushing the pace and not keeping it all steady. But the one thing I see very clearly is this entire song is basically built around the D chord. And you're going to have a couple of stretches, just a couple, but for the most part, we're going to be hanging out here. So this should be a song that almost everybody, well, not, how many we got here tonight? 12? That's all y'all, right? You guys know how to play. And so it's a matter of slowing it down, getting it clean and pretty. And so don't rush on it. Let yourself come to terms with each of the sections. The sheet music was surprisingly hard to put together because of all those wacko time changes in the middle of the song. But for the most part, it's just a whole litter box full of eighth notes. And so I would count the long notes, and then otherwise I would just play them as if they're quarter notes and just play them as quickly as I can. Okay, so that's my thought. The other thing with this piece is you can play it with your thumb. Right, you can play it that way, no problem. You can also play it with your claw. I like that better. I think it feels more like this song than with my thumb, which is very unusual. Most time I could care less what the original song is about. And I want to play with my thumb because I think it makes the guitar sound better. But in this case, I think you might do yourself a favor by going through and taking the time to pluck the whole thing out with your claw. Again, totally up to you, but I think it works with your claw. And then we talked about this in class earlier, either today or yesterday, about the tone production of your guitar. If you play here, you get that, which sounds beautiful. If you play down here a little further, it's a little tighter, a little more interesting. Not interesting, just tighter sound. If you play that down here, you get almost too tight of a sound. And so use that to your advantage when you're creating your final version of this song. Do you want to play it up here and get a nice and soft, pretty sound? You can play it here, get a little bit more classical guitar sounding sound down here. Get a 1940s AM transistor radio, right? And so you can use that to your advantage. Let's walk through the tough uke, our tough axe, and make sure that we have all of the main ideas here. Starting on the D chord, strum that. And when I say strum, you mean you can't also just do by claw. Okay, keep going. Measure 3, G chord. Add the ring. It's an A7, but because of where the melody shows up, I'm just putting on an A chord and lifting up my ring finger. Okay, that melody note's a B. It's a B note hanging out in an A chord. It's not supposed to be there, so that's why you end up doing weird things with your chord shape. Resolves immediately into the A, but it's winter is what there is going on there, and so that's why it's a little bit of it feels wrong at first. there at the end of that measure. And you see a lot in this piece. There's lots and lots of opportunity to do some decorations with your finger style. Measure 5, let's go. And now you get a real A7. And then, of course, my usual decorative, bum, 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 just to fill up the space. D chord is still. And then I'm abandoning my chord here. G chord. And then we've done this one a million times. It's never easy, but you got your E7 with your pinky up on 3. It's going to come up all the time, guys. 203. 13. And this is where the claw really works out, because you want this to be kind of fast. You can do it with your thumb, but probably claw in measure 14. Go. Where's my D chord? And then I'm just been going from the D chord to this A7. I'm just raising my one finger up. Now I guess I got to put it back down, the middle finger, to get the 2, and then D chord at 16. Go back and repeat, come back through. Second time you come through at measure 16, go to 16, and then we'll play over the repeat and go into that weird section. So measure 16, ready, play. Basically stopping the song there and getting ready for the new idea, and then you go on and just treat them all as eighth notes. And that's the part. That's the one, of course, I'm having trouble with. And you might want to do middle on this second string. Okay, then dive down. Basically, you're going to have to memorize that little thing there. There's no way you're going to play it and look at the music. You're going to have to look over here to pull that out. But it's a short little section. Then carry on at the end of 23. Go. Okay, and then the plucking gets a little easier here. 25. Go. Your moment. That's the highest part of the song, right? So don't play it like Gary's playing it. Get it clean. And then bum, bum, bum. And then back to the main idea. E7 with the 3. So, because that chord's hard, it's kind of a smart idea to just give it a little bit of time to develop, right? And you play coming out of this G chord, which was hard enough to get on. And then just give yourself time to get it on right. Go ahead and go back and just play that section one more time. 48, not quite so fast. Go. is very interesting to me. I think it's right, but it's hard to play. Go from here. Definitely gonna have to put in a little bit of time. I played it a million times this weekend. When I got it, it's right. It's just hard to get. So let's play the song all the way through, top to bottom. Just one time, just to make sure you got it good. Then we'll play the other 3 songs, okay? Or however other many songs we got, okay? From the top, not fast. Let's give us a chance to blow it pretty good tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the very top, go. Major 18. I'm going to take one moment. I think that 000 major 15 sounds dumb, and so I'm just going to get rid of the chord there at the beginning of 15. I'm not even going to play it. So let's go to 18. Play it 2-beat count in. 1, 2. Memorize this section because there's no hope of just playing it. Okay, go. Sorry. Page 3. Big A chord here. And probably if it's me, I'm going to put a big old glissando and then not do all those other plucks. But what it says is, right, and then you go on from 40, go, from 40, go. Harry. And then this weird part, go. And I got plenty of work to do on those last two measures. I've been playing them and playing them like, what in the heck? How come I can't play these? They're just hard. And so, yeah, so give those a try and see what you think. I'm going to get rid of the chord in the middle of 53 and the beginning of 54. And I think we got a good song there. I think it's playable. I think as far as I can tell, everything's right. And you can obviously adjust it as necessary. I just played through the whole thing with my claw, but I also have played through it with my thumb. And one of the rare instances where I think you might do better with a claw rather than your thumb. So questions, comments, and concerns. Otherwise, we will move on and we'll play our other songs for the evening. And that'll be that. One thing I was going to upload here while I was talking. I'll go find it over here. Guitar, Geometries. Okay, good. All right, fine. Next up on our block, you guys never talk. During the day, they're all busy chit-chatting away, but at night, you guys are very serious, right? Because you got a guitar in your lap. It's hard to type and talk, type and play at the same time. Let's go play Yesterday. Hopefully in the evening when you get home from work and you're like, man, this is life is not as much fun as I thought it was going to be. Hopefully you can sit down with your guitar for 10-15 minutes, just play through the songs, right? You don't have to play them well. It's just a chance to escape a tiny bit. And again, I think obviously long term all of our plans are to become better players. But just enjoy the journey. Don't worry about playing beautifully all the time. Sometimes just getting it close. Just sit down, play the melody. Just sit down, even if you don't sing, strum the chords and sing. Do something to make owning a guitar worthwhile. And there's a nice little escape plate. Yeah, this is definitely a lifelong instrument, and we want it to sound as pretty as we can. So, Christy, I went ahead and I think they sound. I think they're creating extra noise there that I don't necessarily like. So what I'm going to do probably, the second chord in 53, the first one sounds fine at 3-0, and then, but the second chord there, I think it's 0-0-3. I'm just going to play the 3. And then that first chord in measure 54 with all the zeros, it just is too much. And so I'm probably just going to play the 0. Basically, I think what I'm doing is going to play the melody up there. I just think it's going to sound a little cleaner for myself. Now, who knows? I may end up adding it back in later on, but I think at this point, I don't see a lot of use for those. But you try it both ways and see what you think. Arlo says, for the part you are having difficulty with, try using E shape at fret 5. Oh gosh, here we go. A chord, and notes are all in the A minor pentatonic there. Well, see that's the problem with Arlo. He's too smart for us. What Arlo is saying is use your A shape in fret 5, and all of your notes are here, right? Is that what you're saying? So for that part you're having difficulty with, try using the E shape on 5, fret 5. So where E is here, F is here, G is here, and A is here. And so now there you go, right? And so then he's saying all those notes are right here. See what a brat he is. So I'll take a look at that and try 5th position. I'll give it a try, Arlo, this weekend, and if I think that it makes more sense, I'll send out an update. I think what's here is perfectly playable. It's just I haven't been able to get to it yet, but I'll try that. That's a good idea. So what Arlo is saying is take your F chord, right, move it up to 5, and then your notes are going to be here. But instead of down here on these upper strings, they're going to be down on some of the deeper strings. Okay, so fancy. Okay, that's why we keep Arlo around, so that he'd be like, he's always like, I don't know why he's playing it that way. That's way harder. But you got to know when Arlo speaks up, there's going to be a bar involved. I guarantee you. He's got like, no, way easier to play it here. You just got to do this bar. And everybody's like, well, I don't like doing bars. So thank you, Arlo. You're a brat. All right, let's play yesterday. Not fast. Take your time. Be cool. It's supposed to be at 80. We'll probably play at about 60. No hurry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember 5, 6, and 7. Really hard to do. 5, 6, and 7. Back to the top. Eight. Six, surrounded by sevens. C chord. Back to the very top. What? That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't find anything in there that I hate. Remember, at major 16, you have a forward repeat bar. That's a mistake. Don't put that in there. Um, I have no markings whatsoever on my sheet music, so apparently it's fine. Hopefully, you guys are finding that playable. About 60 we were playing that, I would think, somewhere in that neighborhood, and obviously you'd like to pick up that pace just a little bit, but you've got a lot of big chords going on here. They sound beautiful, they absolutely work. I don't think there's one moment that I'm going to look at in terms of when you're going up from this similar. He comes up several times in the song, but at major 9, this 8 feels a little naked, and I've been trying to put in a chord there, but that ends up being a C chord, and that's not right. And so I'm going to look at that 8 and see if I can't get something a little more in depth underneath that 8. But other than that, I think, gosh, if I could play that at 80 beats per minute, I'd have a really nice song on my hands. So there you go. Hopefully it's going well for you. And again, remember, guys, whatever level you're at, if you're a chord player, play the chords. You have to be a singer in order to make that meaningful, or you have to be with another guitar player and do duets, which is a goal you should have. But if you're newer, just play the melody, because what happens, the better you get at melody, suddenly you find your hand just magically being in the chord shapes, and then it's not that much more to just adding a fuller strum. And so I've been inviting a lot of you guys that are like level 1, level 2, level 3. I'm saying come to level 4 class, because it gives you a chance to see that you can play this stuff. No, you might not be able to play everything on Tough Axe, but you can for sure play the melody after you've been through, once you've gotten through level 1, you know how to play melody. It's just now you just got to do it. So and that's a pretty song. It's a really nice tune. Let's go play Blackbird. It's not quite as pretty. Let's see. Blackbird. All right. This is a short little song as well, but quite a bit. I don't know if it's harder to play, but it definitely requires your attention on it a little bit more. And also, this song, you can definitely just take the tablature as advice, and you can add in stuff. Some of you guys know these songs much better than I do. And if you want to add in something, I have a baritone student who's adding in all this stuff into this thing because he remembers it from the album. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, it was this thing on the album. I'm like, okay. Good for you. All right, Blackbird. From the top, 4-beat counting. Again, very slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back up. All the way back to the top, or all the way back to measure 5, and go to there and go. Oops. The darn part about this song is it's not too hard to play until you get to the easy part, and then those chords are really a whole lot to grab onto. So hopefully that's coming along for you. I would say if it were me and I was going to present this, I'd just get rid of that whole second half. I'd just play the first page 3 times and move on. But anyway, I think it's fine. It just seems to be annoyingly difficult to play. Let's go play While My Guitar Gently Weeps as our last one, and then some of you will sneak out after that. But I do want to talk about the super secret song, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. All right, and guys, those of you that have been participating in the ukulele stuff during the day, you will see this looks super familiar. Okay, this is the same piece, same key, everything that we were playing on the baritone ukulele, and you just have a little bit more horsepower here on the guitar to make this thing happen. So I'll probably play it a whole lot like I play it on ukulele. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. to the 6, grab your D7 shape, add your 9. Back to 9, 2 pages back. Whoop. Yeah. All right. So I have one measure that shows up 3 times that I missed it on all of them, 3 or 4 times, missed it on every time around. But other than that, that's kind of what we're going after, right? All right. Hopefully those are fun. Hopefully, right? Plenty of work to do there. I will be tossing out something else this week. I've got a request for When I'm 64. You guys gave me some other stuff. When I'm 64. Somewhere here I have the list of ones you told me to do. When I'm 64, Penny Lane. I can't remember what the other one was. Anyway, you guys gave me a few suggestions, so I'm working on. I've got a couple of them already done, ish. Got to clean them up, of course, but I'm moving forward on a few of those, and again, hopefully playing Beatles for the next 6 months will be okay with you. I don't know what else we should do, and then finally, the super secret song. This is what I am living for these days. Is handing you guys songs that we don't have any tablature on them, and then you have to figure it out, right? And I'm purposely giving you no help. Okay. And so I did want to give you one little thing on tonight's song. When you look at it, there's quite a bit going on, right? There's all sorts of musical things that we should talk about. But the cool part is I figured out how many actual notes are in the thing, and so I was gonna make a little thing to show you on this, but I forgot to finish up what I was doing, so I'm gonna expand this page just a little bit, and you will let me know if you're like, man, I don't even know where to get started. This is the super secret song number 2. This is all the notes with the tablature there. That's how many notes are in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 notes in this song. That's it. That's the only notes in the entire song. So if you're thinking, well, I kind of would like to do that, but I don't know where to start, I will send you the cheat sheet. Okay. And what it does is it says, all right, if the note is here on the sheet music, that's here on your tablature. But theoretically, right? Theoretically, you are thinking about I don't really here's what you're thinking. I've said it a million times. I feel like I have to say it again and again. You do not have to read standard notation to play guitar. Don't have to do it unless you want to get smarter. It's just something you feel like you want to do, which I totally get. That's what I'm doing it for. Is I feel like, man, I should probably know how to do that better. I can hack my way through just about any type of musical notation, but it's not really it's not something I enjoy. I think tablature is a vastly superior system to standard notation when it comes to guitar. Not some of the other instruments, but for guitar, it's just standard notation is fine, and then all of a sudden you decide, oh, I want to do an alternate tuning, and then you have to relearn the whole entire thing. It's just such a dumb system for guitar, but that's what they want. So if you just want to be smarter about music, yeah, do the standard notation. And then 2, if you are going to go to college in this stuff, right? If you're going to be involved with academic guitar, either jazz or classical guitar, they're going to require you to do sheet music. No matter how dumb that rule is, they're going to make you do it. And what they do in those systems is, hey, this is good stuff. Will make you smarter. You should do it, and we require you to do it. And that's what the university is for. Let's see, blues guitar and harmonica. Where can I get your Beatles book? Send me an email. We'll talk about it. I don't have an actual book of it yet. I've got, I don't know, 10, 12 songs. Maybe I probably do have enough for a book at this point. But I'm cleaning them up for internet use. And so toss me an email and we'll talk on the line. For me, the big thing with the Beatles stuff is I can't leave it posted online because people get insane and then they start, sending it out everywhere. And so, just toss me an email, blues, guitar, and harmonica, and we will, we'll talk turkey. I'll get you what you need. So standard notation. Okay. What I will be giving to you will be stuff that will make sense if you sit down and you try to figure out, all right, here's the notes on the guitar. Here's where my plucking, there's no strumming yet. But as you know, I always go through and rewrite songs. I'm like, okay, I got the idea. I know what I'm supposed to do here. How could I make it better? That's what I do. And I don't have any allegiance to any particular composer. I just want songs to sound cool on the guitar. But the 10 notes that you have in this week's song, the first one, just grab your A minor to get started. Okay, and the way I know that is your first bass note's an A, so there's no key signature, no sharps or flats, so I'm almost positive we're going to be an A minor, and we are. First note's a C. That note is going to be here. That's one of those worth memorizing, and the reason it's easy to memorize, when you make a C chord, your bottom note's a C, top note's a C. So you got a C and a C right there. So those are worth memorizing. Okay, so your first note's a C, yeah, and then you're going to hit this A string. Okay, the next thing I think very valuable to memorize is that the A note, which we had in last week's song, has 2 ledger lines through it. Okay, and that's that. And then the next note's a B. You know when it goes on that staff, when it goes from a C to a B, you know that your note's going to go from a C to a B. That's all you're going to do there. Okay, so I'm going to hit the A, and then the C. Sorry, I'm going to hit the C, and then I'm going to hit that low A, and then I'm going to hit a B, and then notice your A note is being pulled through over the measure. So your third note in the treble is an A, and that is, if I'm holding an A minor, I'm already holding the note down. So I'm going to hit that, and then now I have to hit the dark A again, and then I go back. The last note in measure 1 is the same as the first note, so I'm going to hit that again. And then what happens here is my pinky is going to go down and grab the next note up. It's a D. I have given it my college best to remember. That's a D note. Okay, makes sense, right? If you're on a B string, C, C sharp, D. Okay, but because I'm holding the A minor, I'm going to use my pinky to get to that note. And then what's happening there is you see the note switches, the bass note switches to the one right below the third ledger line. Well, that's your E string open. And what that tells me is I'm probably actually playing in an E chord here. Okay, and then my next note is that C again. So I'm just going to pull my pinky up. I haven't needed to move. I moved this up to get an E, but I'm going to put it back. And then the B is open. B is part of an E chord. So you hit that dark note twice, and then you're going to hit this high note again here with your pinky. You're going to start to hear the music coming out. Last note in measure 1, 2, 3, 4 is the C again, and then hit the B. You don't hit any more bass notes because those are carried through. And then hit an A. I'm sorry, I keep calling it A. Hit a C, and you can feel the rising tension. You don't even have to look at the next stave. You're like, I guarantee the next note's going to be even higher, and it's not. And you're like, oh man, they tricked me. And so you go back to the C, and then now your bass note changes back to the A, and then a B. Whoops. And then 2 more A's. Okay, so if I'm learning to read standard notation, I'm taking that would be the entire night. I would spend nothing but the entire evening on those 6 measures, 7 or 8 measures there. So let's just play that from the top. 1, 2, 3. Notice there was I didn't need to move these 2 fingers out of my E minor at all. Okay, so one more time, let's play through it just so you can hear what's going on here. From the top, 1, 2, 3. So far, pretty interesting melody, very bassy. Right now, just because you know it's me, I'm thinking already what chords really go with this, and you have an A minor chord going to an E chord and coming back. I'll show you what's really going on in the music. bum, 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 bum. Okay, so that's what's really going on. Okay, then I notice the two things I also notice is I see the note fine there. That means that's the real ending right there. And so when we come back, so at some point we're coming back to this, and we're going to hit fine. And so that's as soon as I see a fine, I'm like, all right. So where does the return happen? I look down at the bottom of the song, and you see DCL fine. Guys, this is vocabulary for you to. This will show up in fingerstyle music as well. DCL fine means de capo al fine. Means when you get to the bottom, you're going to go back up to the top. Okay, that's what it means. So the ending of the song is in the middle of the song. All right, the second part of this is more of the same basic stuff. So start with your A minor. But now your first note is an E. Okay, and remember this is your E string. Okay, and that's beautiful. So we're gonna hit that E note, and then the next note is an F. Okay, remember this is E, so this is gonna be F. And then you've got the bass notes are right underneath the clef, and that's your D. Guess what that means? That means that's a D minor hanging out in there. When the minute you hear that, you're like, oh, I bet you anything that's a D minor going on in there. Then your next note is D note again. I've been playing it with my third finger, but you should probably play this one with your third finger, and you'll see why in just a second. 3, back to the C, you come back to the D note, and then you go back to that E. A couple of A notes in there, C note, D note, and then B, A, B. I'm sorry, B, A, B, C, A, E, F, D, C, B, E, A, C, D, C, B, A. Now don't stop. D, C, F, E, go right back up to the top. Stop. Now, if it's me, the second time around, I'm not playing those two bass notes. That sounds stupid. I would just put a plain old regular, wrap it up on that first note in the measure, and I'd wrap it up there. But the sheet music says you're supposed to play those two notes. The sheet music gives you advice, right? You guys know that. Okay, let me play that bottom half by itself, and you'll see why. These chords end up sounding really sweet underneath this. You're going to be on that E, right? But if I'm holding an E minor, I can do this. And then the next chord is for sure a D minor. And then I'm going to hit some melody notes here. Back to the A minor. Then you've got your C here. You've got this D here, probably an E underneath it. Sorry. Back to your A minor. On the top. Okay, so you get a sense of what the song's about, and so now your job, those of you guys that are working on standard notation, to go through and dig through that and see one, how to play what's on the paper, and then two, how to make it better than what's on the paper, and that's what I do, right? But you should start doing it too. We don't need to we take this as advice. This is a recipe. This isn't uh, uh, the rules. How as soon as I see one that says written by God, then I will probably do exactly what it says. But until then, it's written by mere mortals, and they are of suspicious origin. So I think you could spend an hour just playing that song. It's only 10 notes, right? But you've got easily an hour's worth of study there. What you're trying to do really is to not think about it in terms of tablature, but think about it in terms of where's the note on the instrument. First find those, and then think about what chord is probably hanging out underneath there, and trying them. And I will tell you that this song here has exactly the same chords as last week. Last week we had A minor, D minor, E, and then there was one moment where an A chord snuck in. But this song doesn't have that A chord. It's just got A minor, D minor, and E. There's nothing else going on in this song, but it's absolutely delicious. And so next week, then we will play it. So this week, spend your time figuring out how to get that as good as you can. And for some of you, you'll read right through it. It's no big deal. But for others of you, this is a major undertaking, and you can decide if that's something you want to be doing. Again, it doesn't matter to me. Everything I create will always have tablature, but I know a few of you are really interested in learning this system as well. And why not? Just makes you smarter. There we go. That's what I know about guitar. That's everything. I'm trying to learn to play better, and I think you are too. And we'll just keep at it. My intention is at the moment is to continue to give you one super secret song every other week. I really do want you to not go try to figure out where these are coming from or what they are in advance. I really want you just to take what's on the paper and see what you can do with it. Because I know if you work hard enough, you'll figure out where these are coming from. And I don't want you to do that. Just take what's on the paper, go through it, mess around with it, and then move on to the other stuff. And then I do intend to create a real Beatles book, and so we're going to continue on with those songs. There's probably, I don't know, maybe maximum of 10 songs that I can think of that I actually know from the Beatles. I know they wrote 300 or 400 of them, but we'll do a dozen of them or something. So have a wonderful evening. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope everybody's safe and happy, and hope you're having fun and just a little bit of time to escape into the back room to play a little guitar once in a while. And if you're logged in, if you push the thumbs up button, I'm told that's helpful. So there we go. Evelyn, I'll see you tomorrow. Pauline, it's a fun night, right? We have good music. We're working on that. Hard instrument, fun music. Hopefully, between the two, you're finding a place to just enjoy the journey. Vic, good to see you as always. Elizabeth, great tunes and fun arrangements, right? A couple of hard parts and everything. We'll get it. And we may or may not get it. Who knows? We'll keep trying. And Arlo, always good to see you. Thanks for being here, buddy. Everybody else, thank you for joining in. I will see some of you next week. We have a regular week next week, and so I'll see you next week. And some of you I will see tomorrow. So have a great evening, you guys. Turn off the gadgets and stop wasting batteries. Have a good one. Let's see. What's blues guitar and harmonica? That's too long of a name. So next week, tell me what your real name is. We can call you that. I guess I'd call you BG. We'll call you blues guitar, BG. I don't know how to play blues guitar. I'm proud of you for doing it. Warren. Okay, thanks, Warren. Warren is blues guitar. I'll try to remember, but I'll see you next week. Have a good one.